I would say leadership encompasses three things, right? People, process, and resources. People being the number one resource in all of that. You can come up with the best processes, you can come up with the best tools, you can come up with the best everything, but that's all stuff that isn't human, right? It's a spreadsheet, it's a document, it is a process that really doesn't change unless you change it. But to execute all that stuff, you have to motivate a human being to do that, right? And I take that back to my roots. I mean, I'll be honest with you, and you know this, coaching Little League sports taught me more about leadership and life than I could have ever imagined. Those kids taught me more about leadership than I taught them. I got in it to help kids, but they wound up helping me more. It is that basis that I believe leadership should be built on, is to serve others. And the coaching piece of it is, you know, as a football coach, we are yelling in their face, demanding respect, demanding performance, and all this kind of stuff. And that works to a point to let somebody know that you're serious, right? But then I think you have to let that go, right? They have to know that you have firmness in you, right? But that is not very motivating. And so to get performance out of a player, we really had to understand who they were as a person, what motivated them as a person, what they could execute as a person, what their challenges and strengths were, right? And then we carteled every play, everything, every decision we did. We customized that around each and every player. And when we did that, we won.
That really helps it shift from you being the motivator of that person or that player to that person being self-motivated. And you know, the stewardship of that is what I think of as, you know, as leaders, we've been entrusted with others, essentially in some cases, you know, the future, the development of others. And that's a big responsibility. So building that high trust relationship, it's very important. That's a big deal.
You use the term, it becomes self-motivating, right? At some point, because of the trust. I think that is so key and so important, because you cannot get inside and drive somebody, right? You can only motivate them to a certain degree, but they have to have self-drive, they have to have self-confidence, they have to have self-motivation.
Seeking to understand what it looks like through the eyes of the person that you're leading, and really seeking that first. So, you know, as a component of, and as a building block of trust, people will trust you if you're trustworthy, and you're more trustworthy if you take the time to truly understand before seeking to be understood yourself. And it all just kind of couples together. It all kind of starts to mold together this high trust relationship where the person that you're leading genuinely feels understood and supported. And what you get is a self-motivated individual that really their potential becomes their choice. It's not up to you as a leader to evaluate and decide what their limits are. Their limits become theirs and solely up to them. And really all you're trying to do as a leader from that point is not get in the way of it.
To be quite honest with you, we say that in leadership all the time, I'm going to develop you. Well, I will submit to you, we don't develop anybody. My name is not Jesus Christ, right? I can help you, I can be a resource for you, but really that has to come from within. And my job is to help you find that within, right? So that you are motivated to pull it out and go use it. And then I can figure out what resources will help you the most and then provide those resources to you so that you are successful on your journey. And then that becomes self-motivating, right?
There's another thing that we say as leaders. We say, I'm a leader that empowers people. Well, I empower teams to do this. I empower teams to do that. When really, you don't have the power to empower anyone. That implies that you've got the power to empower someone. You don't. They've got to empower themselves. So a true leader is not the empowerment. It's he or she the enabler of that empowerment, enabling the people that you're leading to empower themselves through a high trust relationship where they're understood.
The org chart in my mind, right, and it has been for a long time, is inverted for what corporate America or our corporate cultures are accustomed to, right? We have this top-down mentality. So you got this single guy at the very top, and then it all branches down, right? And I don't look at it that way. I think the bottom is the top. Like, that's your leadership, that's your root system, that's what feeds everything else, right? And it's a support structure, it's the foundation of everything else. And so good leadership has to have good roots, good foundation for the next layer and the next layer and the next layer, right? Because the roots are pulling nutrient and feeding the vines are feeding the leaves turn into the fruit, right? And to have the good fruit, to have red apples, if you will, the root system, it needs to not be cracked, it needs to be in good soil, it needs to be drawn from good stuff, right? And so my philosophy, and I am passionate about learning leadership from the Bible, Christ-anchored leadership. I started doing this thing, and you see it every day, right? I send an email out. I am passionate about what does the Bible say about leadership? And the biggest things that I have pulled out of that, the key leadership things, Jesus being the greatest leader that ever lived. Humility, grace, trust, all of the language that we've been using today, right? Those are the keys to leadership, learning how to use them.